Hi everyone, it's Nanny and I'm back with another process video for you. This time I am using the July Scraptastic kit, and I've just got these two photos which I printed out at home. They are quite dark because they were taken in a cinema, so I was going to put them side by side, but I decided to change it up a little bit and stack them on top of each other. I'm just using a piece of the turquoise cardstock there that came in the kit. This is a piece of Pebbles paper from the Seen and Noted collection, which I thought went really well actually with the Simple Stories summer papers. I don't actually end up using it though, but I have pulled it out and put it in with the rest of the papers. I'm just looking at this cut apart sheet and seeing if there's anything that's going to work on this layout. And I do pull out this little photo piece, but I don't actually end up using that one on a layout. This is a piece of the DIY shop paper, and that's got the word today written all over it. And I just wanted something quite dark because, as I say, the photos are dark. So I'm just trimming that down so I can start playing with the placement. And I really like this paper. I've seen quite a few people use it. Kind of really like the blocked and the rainbow look. I mean, I know the rainbow look is kind of very big in scrapbooking at the moment, but it's not something I've done as of yet. I think I might try a rainbow layout in the near future, but we'll see. I'm just pulling out my box of various bits and pieces here. I have had a sort out, so things are all kind of just in boxes at the moment, so at least they look tidy. And I was just trying to find the embellishment pack that came in with that kit. And I've pulled out one of the transparency frames that came, and that's just a plain red one. And then this is one of the Ormolu cut apart pieces. So I know I want to use that there as well. So I'm starting to kind of get a rough idea of where everything is going to go. Whoops, let's drop the pen. I now pull out the scrap. Well, these came with Scraptastic. They're the Simple Stories summer immense. Wow, I can't talk. Ephemera pack, and I'm just going through and just looking at all the pieces and seeing which of them work on this layout, and I'm kind of seeing which ones are big and which ones are little, and just kind of picking them out. As I said, I'm not particularly looking at kind of the summary kind of theme ones in this. That one does have like a little photo in, but I'm actually going to tuck that behind so you won't actually see that. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing here. Oh, I'm just getting my scissors out. As I said, I'm kind of looking at the placement, and as I decided I didn't like that card, so I'm looking at the other cut aparts on here. I'm doing that off camera, and I pull out this ice cream one. This was from me and my best friend's fat day that we had before my birthday. We basically just had a day of food and being fat. So we'd eaten before the cinema, and then of course we got to the cinema and got ourselves some popcorn and a drink. And I mean, we both take loads of photos, but I was like, we need to take photos, so we took a couple of photos. It wasn't, say, the best lighting, of course, but I'm glad I've got that to document. Because the photos are dark, I know that I want to add some black into the background, so I'm just taking the American Crafts DIY brayer, and that's on the small brayers, and this is the heart one. And I'm just like rolling and over stamping that over the top. And then I'm just adding some of my matte black mist as well. And again, it just adds that little bit of interest to the back, even though I know I'm going to layer and cover over some of it. This is the age-old struggle of trying to get like the perfect looking drops, which, you know, is completely beside the points of actually misting and things. So I'm just taking my heat gun out to dry that up. I do like this matte mist. It does add a nice sort of effect to the paper actually. It's similar to kind of just like an ink, really, like an Indian ink. I decide that I'm going to ink my edges. This is something that I have been doing more and more recently. I used to do it all the time and then I stopped doing it, but now I've kind of fallen back in love with doing it, and I have the little round Tim Holtz inkers, so I'm really liking it. So it just makes everything a bit more uniformed on this layout. So I'm even inking around my photo, and I'm sure there'll be a time soon when I won't want to ink either. So I'm now just going to start layering everything up and placing it down. Excuse me, losing my voice. And this is actually kind of quite a simple layout, really. I'm just tucking these little bits behind. I am going to kind of make two main clusters, and then I'm going to put like another small cluster in with my title. I really like at the moment overlapping little elements with photos, especially if I'm kind of like collaging photos myself anyway. And I love that little ice cream card. I said we're not eating ice cream. I don't actually think we ate ice cream that day. It might have been one of the only things we didn't eat. But I'm just trying to work out my placement of where everything's going to go. And there is a little bit of an odd dead space at the bottom, but I'm going to put those other die cuts over the top. And again, it's quite simple clustering. There's not lots of layers on this, because the title on this layout is going to be kind of like the main feature. I'm taking out these bits and pieces that I got in a rack, and this were the die cut foam pieces, and so I'm just pulling out the hearts. I can't decide if I'm going to use the yellow or the black ones. And I just want to add one of those to each cluster. I decided to go with the yellow ones. So I've just pulled out the other ones, and I'll work that somehow in my title. Not quite sure what I'm doing here. I think, oh yes, I'm just gluing those down. And I have just used my mind's gone blank, 3D foam to stick down that flare, and that is just a flare that I got from 2Ps. I'm now starting to work on my title, and I'm trying to work through my thickers. And so these are just a mixture of thickers that I had on my desk that kind of worked with the colours. And I mentioned this in my birthday haul video, that we went and saw the film Tammy, and I love Melissa McCarthy. She's hilarious. I was actually watching Mike and Molly while doing this layout, and one of the quotes in the film, which I kind of told you about, is God, I keep losing my voice. Is I'm like a Cheeto, you can't eat just one. And basically she's saying, like, you know, how attractive and how gorgeous she is, and once you've had one, you know, a little bit, you want more. And it kind of worked on many levels. It was you know, a quote from the film, the fact that we were eating in the photos, and the fact that it was our fat day when all we did was eat. So it's kind of works on multiple levels. I'm pulling out lots of these stickers, which are quite old. Those ones that I'm just putting down for the word like, I got in my very first kit club, which I got in February 2008, I think. Maybe 2009. They are pretty old. And I've not got rid of them, and quite surprisingly I had 2 E's on them, which is kind of almost unheard of. I don't know why I haven't used them. They're red with small heart polka dots, so they went quite well with little polka dots that I used in the background. I then just pulled out these other ones. Again, I've gone for all quite bold fonts in this, and so you are just going to see me play about with my placement a little bit, because I need to make sure that I can fit all the words on. And I did pick my colours out from the background piece of paper, but I didn't actually want to. I know it's quite trendy at the moment to kind of put tone on tone, colour on colour, but I really, I don't know, it's not really me. I kind of really like this bold, crazy title, and yeah, I'm really into long titles at the moment and stuff. And you'll see a few videos and stuff coming up about those, so you'll probably be quite bored of them soon. Of course, these are old thickers, so I am just using my wet glue just to put them down, and quite a few of them, when you kind of peel them off when they get old, you kind of like, you know, leave the adhesive down and just pull up the chipboard. So I am just using, you know, and because I'm overlapping over the photo a little bit as well, I am just using some glue, and I really like those glittery ones. I think I've got 2 packs of those. So I'm just say I could have really cut this out because I said it's just me trying to work out the placement. Oh, now my video is frozen. Oh no, we're back. I've even put like the punctuation in there, which is not something I always do, but I did on this one. I really like this. As I said, it's quite minimal layering for me, really. It's quite a simple layout. It didn't actually take me that long. All in all, it took me about 40 minutes. Not that I think that's a big judge of how good a layout is or anything. As you'll also know, I wanted on all sort of my birthday layouts to include the number 30 somewhere. So I've just taken the 30, because you did get numbers also on that glittery striped one as well, so I've just added that to that bottom cluster. I decide where I'm going to try and put that other cluster, and it's just going to go up there in the top. I don't know when it comes to journaling on this layout. I'm either going to journal at the top, or in the red bit at the bottom, or on the back. I'm not 100% sure. Normally I kind of have a vague idea of where I'm going to journal. There is a little bit of space that I could go on that journal card and where the pink bit is, but we'll see. So here are some close-up photos. I hope you've enjoyed this layout, and I'll be back with some more videos soon. Bye!